weird that you are on the same side as the far right.
Coming tonight.
No, he's not. I'm sure he's not.
I'm sure I'd be most welcome.
Yeah. I don't know. Would you guys welcome Tucker Carlson? Would you?
Is George Galloway Tucker Carlson in disguise?
Yeah. I mean, Tucker Carlson would agree with you on this. He would also say, oh, no to NATO. We need to get out of NATO. That evil, evil NATO. How dare they prevent poor, innocent, prosecuted Russia from doing a special military operation in every single Eastern European country? How dare they? Truly. How dare they? Yes. Arm Ukraine now. 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 Arm Ukraine. And now your favorite. Now your favorite. Yes to NATO.
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 No to Putin.
Yes to NATO. No to Putin. Yes to NATO. No to Putin.
Yes to NATO. No to Putin.
A fantastic meeting.
I know, right? Look, the security are yawning already. Preparations for their lovely meeting here.
I'm having a lot of cigarettes.
That's right, that's right. A lot of ciggies here.
When are you guys going to give up?
Russia is a terrorist state. That's right, that's right. Yeah. I mean, maybe this fine lady here would like to ask us a question for an interview. Would be interesting. Would be interesting. I mean, we're willing to answer questions, unlike this lot. You know, a whole bunch of invited individuals to do speeches here, and not a single one wants to answer a question, or to ask a question for that matter. Ask or answer. No conversation with the opposition, like a zero interaction policy. That's not very good, is it? It's not very free speech of you. You know, of course, there's some people who claim to support freedom of speech, like Tucker Carlson, and then they go to Russia and they shill for Putin for 2 hours straight. And then they go to a supermarket and they are in awe about how the wheels of the cart are stuck on the little moving platform. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I hope you did. That's right, that's right. There was one individual here, you know, the only one who asked something relatively entertaining. He came to us when we were saying Russia is a terrorist state, and he asked us, hey guys, do you know what the event is about? And I said, yes, we do. This event is against NATO, the only entity stopping Russia from expanding further to the West. And then he was like, oh, okay. He went back. I'm sure he was instructed not to speak to us.
Yeah.
It is evil. It is bad to speak to the opposition. No, that's not what we want in a democracy. That's not what freedom of speech stands for.
You got to stay in your
freedom
echo chamber.
is only to keep repeating the same thing in an echo chamber. Isn't that right, guys?
And being free to support dictators.
Well, I'm glad you saw the irony. I'm very glad you saw the irony.
And being free to support dictators.
That's right.
We're lucky enough not to live under.
But you know what else is ironic, my friend? That we've been inviting you guys for an interaction ever since we came here, ever since we came to counter-protest any other of your rallies, any other of your events. And you guys were the ones who refused to speak and who always speak to your people, not to speak to us.
No, they're not
so
allowed
who truly wants to be in an echo chamber in the end? Us or you?
No,
that's the real question.
They're not allowed to speak.
No, but he spoke to me a while ago. He just likes to make these little remarks, which I don't mind at all. You know, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. It's a start. It's a first step. Every path is a first step. Maybe, my friend, your path towards freedom of speech is beginning right now with some sarky remarks.
Security. They're not allowed to speak. There's security.
I know. I mean, I'm sure. Certainly, they don't look like security, but I know they are security. I know they are security.
Want me to get my SIA license?
Your what license? No, don't worry about it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Unless you start talking about politics, then I stop believing in you. Considering the event you're being security for. How are you, my friend? Hey, that's right. That's right.
Glory to Ukraine.
Слава Україні! Слава нації! Україна! 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 Героям України тричі! That's right. Slava Ukraini, that's what we always say, my friend. Glory to Ukraine. And on the Russian side, what they say is that Russia has no borders. This is what they always say. But of course, useful idiots, like the speakers in this event, are going to say that no, NATO is a war organization, we don't need NATO. It's not like we have a genocidal expansionistic regime right near Europe, already starting wars in Europe, already starting provocations and destabilization. Oh, this gentleman again. Let's go, let's go. Let's take a good look. For Ukraine! 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 Don't be too bored, guys. Don't be too bored. You can just speak to us, you know? You can give us suggestions for something else that we could be saying here.
How do you feel about China?
About China?
Go on.
China is not a good country to support or to shill for. Not a good country at all. Now China is more cunning than Russia. That's why China has not invaded Taiwan yet. Because the Chinese are more careful with the lives of their people than the Russians are with the lives of theirs. The Chinese are cunning. That's why the Chinese are using this situation in their favor. They're trying to get what they can from Russia, some cheap gas, some cheap oil, some cheap resources. And then when it gets really hairy for Russia, they're going to ditch them. So they're not fully on the side of Russia, but they do have an authoritarian regime, and they have committed many atrocities in the past. So China is no bueno, my friend. It's no bueno. In other words. Oh, that's a nice coat with a little jaguar there. I like it. Or is it a leopard? Maybe a leopard. But that's good. That's good. I like the question. I like the question here. Very good. You see the echo chamber. It's there's a window in the echo chamber now, and we can, you know, put our head out of the window.
For Ukraine!
Defense!
For Ukraine!
Defense! For Ukraine!
Defense!
For Ukraine!
Defense!
For Ukraine! Oh, I love that guy. I love that guy. See you guys in a bit. Yeah. Oh, they're leading us. Not the SSSR, guys. You guys don't know if we're gonna come in. You never know if we're gonna do a little capital here.
Occupation of Ukraine is not peace.
That's right. That's right.
Occupation is not peace.
Genocide 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 is not peace.
Man, they're really playing their cards in a really risky way here. You know, we could just walk in there.
Why don't we?
What about the security? Where's the professionalism of the security, man? I am disappointed. I'm truly disappointed here. What about the security? What are they getting paid for? Although I'm sure they're not getting paid for. I'm sure they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart. Oh, nice. Right. All right, we got new people here. How are you, my friends? How are you? How's the event? Is it interesting?
Oh,
You haven't seen it yet. You're not missing much. Come again? Didn't hear that. Anyway, no worries. You never know. Maybe that's how it is. I mean, we can't judge the people who are just working here too harshly, but at the same time, cooperating with this kind of event is not good.
And while we're here, I shall just take advantage of these steps while I can.
I know, right?
Remind everybody that it is NATO's 75th birthday, so
Lovely
happy
stuff.
birthday.
Oh, careful. We got the SSSR coming out there.
Birthday,
dear NATO. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear NATO. Happy birthday to you. Hey.
And what? Member 33. It's normally
75 years young and many more to come.
only.
Yeah, that's right. He agrees.
Yes,
He agrees.
and-
NHS truck agrees.
And
Very
NATO, you should admit Ukraine. Ukraine would be a real gift to you.
That's right.
We did ask, one time they did ask, recently, 3 years ago we asked, was Ukraine good enough for NATO? We've been asking the wrong question. Unfortunately, it took a tragedy. Unfortunately, as Miss History, you know, I won't go to that. We know that cliche about those who don't repeat it. Once again, it's taken a tragedy to prove we've been asking the wrong question. Is NATO good enough for Ukraine? And while we're at it with this red and white flag, if anyone on YouTube tunes in and says, is that the St. George flag? No, it's a flag for the free, independent Belarus. Hopefully, yes, we would have not only Ukraine as a member of NATO, but also a free, independent, democratic Belarus. So what we want is for those who understand the geography of Ukraine, I would like to try a chant with me. It's called NATO base in Sevastopol. NATO base in Sevastopol. NATO base in Sevastopol. NATO base in Sevastopol. NATO base in Sevastopol.
That's right. Ukraine in NATO.
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 I know I'm not Ukrainian, but would you please join me in the anthem? Dum 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 dum. Україне і слава ні воля.
Ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Звірю наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці, запанує нині, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Thank you. So what I'd like to tell you all is that there was a time when Pablo and myself, we went hiking in the Tibetan mountains in search of enlightenment. We came across a Swiss hippie who was also a Buddhist monk, and we asked for some words of wisdom.
There he is, there's the Swiss here.
And he said, arms keep peace. Like it or not, it's the only way to stop tyranny. And even more so, NATO needs NATO membership. It's, yes, I'm sure it's a very beautiful country, but geographically it has been unfortunate, but due to its lack of flat terrain, and it needs future security as a result of that. Remember that even Switzerland, neutral Switzerland, has a strong army. Check it out. I mean, one country. I mean, like I said.
Come on, man.
Sorry. One country that couldn't safeguard its independence, even though it had the highest mountains in the world, was Tibet. All right, it needed arms and security. Sadly enough, there's an old soul song called "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." Without air defense, without NATO membership, without arms to keep peace,
exactly
like
how
it
the song
or
goes,
not.
I'm sure. Exactly word by word. Rui!
Whilst there is
Come here,
tyranny,
man. Come
whilst
on,
there is
you've had enough
dictatorships,
time.
there will be wars.
Take over a bit, man. It's your turn. Come on.
Sorry.